Amid a mounting diplomatic crisis, Qatar has responded to a list of 13 demands from Saudi Arabia and 3 other Arab countries that have cut ties with the nation. The formal response is yet to be made public, but Qatar's rulers have already indicated they're unlikely to comply. And Arab nations will meet tomorrow to discuss their next moves, as Anne Barker reports.
Qatar's foreign minister has delivered a handwritten letter in Kuwait aimed at ending the crisis engulfing the Gulf. The tiny nation was given until tomorrow to respond to an ultimatum from key Arab neighbours. But Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani has made clear his country won't be bullied.
This list of demands made to be rejected. It's not made to be accepted or not made to be negotiated. We believe that the world is governed by international law. The world is governed by an order which is not allowing large countries to bully small countries. So even the ultimatum, no one has the right to issue to any sovereign country an ultimatum.
The 4 Arab states, Egypt, the Saudis, Bahrain and the UAE, cut all diplomatic ties with Qatar last month and imposed an air, land and sea blockade. They've alleged the gas-rich state meddles in their affairs and uses its vast wealth to fund extremist groups. The Saudi Foreign Minister Adel El-Jubeir says Qatar has made some progress, but still not enough.
There have been also other developments that occurred between 2014 and today in terms of Qatar's involvement in the affairs of the neighbouring countries, in terms of its harbouring of designated financiers of terror who operate openly in Qatar, in terms of incitement and hate speech that is projected on Al Jazeera and other networks. And so the decision was made that we have to make it very clear that this is no longer acceptable.
The ultimatum from Arab states includes demands that Qatar curb ties with Iran and close a Turkish military base. But Chris Doyle, director of the Council for Arab-British Understanding, says it's an extraordinary list of demands.
Essentially, it would mean that Qatar would become a vassal state of Saudi Arabia. It would surrender its foreign policy. It would surrender and close down its media stations. So I think that certainly the Qataris have concluded that these 13 demands are not in any way something that they can agree to, and they see it as an attempt by Saudi Arabia and the Emirates to force it into an abject surrender.
Qatar's formal response to the ultimatum is yet to be made public, but it's consistently denied it funds terrorism, and Qatar's Defence Minister Khalid bin Mohammed Al Attiyah says his country will take military action if needed to defend itself.
We are ready, we stand ready to defend our country. I hope that we don't come to a stage where a military intervention is made, but we always stand ready. We are here to defend our country, and we work, we live every day to defend our country, and we will do that.
Al Jazeera, the satellite news network funded by Qatar, also rejects demands for its closure and insists it'll maintain its editorial independence. Jamal El-Shayal is a senior correspondent.
It's beyond ironic that the countries who are accusing us of supporting terrorism are the countries who either were directly involved in the setting up of groups like the Taliban or Al-Qaeda, or they are countries who have more than 5,000 of their nationals on wanted lists in the United States, or they are countries who the vast majority of ISIS recruits come from.
It's unlikely Qatar's response to the ultimatum will be enough to resolve the crisis. The 4 Arab nations will meet in Cairo tomorrow to discuss their next moves.
Anne Barker reporting.